And this award went to the Carter family, who basically invented country music.
Okay, let's unpack this. The 2025 American Music Awards. Usually we're talking performances, maybe who won big.
Right, the usual stuff.
But this year, there was this moment, really caught fire online,
Oh, yeah. Shaboozey's reaction.
to Megan Moroney. She said something about the Carter family.
Basically inventing country music.
And his look, well, let's just say it was very noticeable. It went properly viral.
And what's interesting, right, is how a tiny thing like that, just to look at an awards show, can suddenly spark a huge conversation about music history, about who gets credit, different narratives.
Totally.
So that's what this deep dive is about. We'll look at the reaction itself, what Shaboozey said afterwards.
And really dig into the history behind it all. Try and understand it.
Exactly. Because it could have just been, some award show awkwardness.
But it clearly touched a nerve. So yeah, our goal is to get past just the clip, understand the context.
And we're using a people.com article from yesterday, May 28th, as our main source. It's titled, Shaboozey defends incredibly talented, hard-working Megan Moroney after viral side-eye moment at 2025 AMAs.
Okay, so picture it. Monday night, May 26th, Fontainebleau, Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Shaboozey and Megan Moroney, they're up there on stage. They're about to give out favorite country duo or group.
And it's worth mentioning, the article points this out too. Just before Moroney said her line, Shaboozey actually shouted out Charlie Pride.
Oh, right. The late Charlie Pride.
Yeah, a huge figure, a black pioneer in country music, won at the very first AMAs.
So history was already kind of in the air then.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
So then Megan Moroney reads the teleprompter line.
Something like Lynn Anderson won favorite female artist that same first year.
And then she says it, and this award went to the Carter family, who basically invented country music.
And boom, that's a line. Cameras cut to Shaboozey.
And you see it clear as day. That skeptical side eye, little laugh maybe.
Yeah, quick but unmistakable. Everyone saw it.
And that image, that reaction just took off, fueled a lot of online talk.
So the article picks up on his reaction the next morning on X, right?
Yep. He posted something about wanting to uncover, quote, the true history of country music, and said it's a powerful story that cannot be erased.
Okay, so that definitely signals he's got a different take.
It suggested that, that maybe the invented country music line didn't quite sit right with his understanding.
But then, and this is really interesting, he went directly to Megan Moroney's page.
On Instagram, yeah. He commented on her post.
To clear things up, it sounds like.
Exactly. This is super important. He wrote specifically that his reaction had, quote, nothing to do with Megan Moroney.
Okay.
He called her incredibly talented, hardworking, said she represented the country community in the highest light.
Wow. So he really wanted to separate his reaction from her personally.
Very much so, making it clear it wasn't a personal attack or criticism of her.
And he even went further, didn't he? The article mentions hateful comments.
Yeah, apparently people were directing hate towards Moroney after the clip spread.
Oh, man.
And Shaboozey explicitly called that out, said he didn't want his reaction twisted into something negative about her and, doubled down on how amazing he thinks she is.
So he was actively trying to shut down any negativity towards her that stems from his reaction?
It really seems like it, which tells you a lot about how stuff gets twisted online so fast.
Definitely. Okay, so if it wasn't about her, what was it about? This is where the history comes in.
Right. And the People article brings up a key point here. It talks about the Carter family AP, Sarah, Maybelle.
The first family of country music, as they're often called.
Yes. But it highlights that they were heavily influenced by someone else, a black guitarist named Leslie Riddle.
Leslie Riddle. Okay, I feel like that's a name maybe not everyone immediately knows in this context.
Quite possibly. The article says Riddle was crucial in helping AP Carter gather song material. We're talking almost 100 years ago.
Gather song material. That sounds pretty fundamental, like finding and shaping the songs themselves.
It certainly implies a deep involvement, doesn't it? More than just a casual influence.
So why isn't his contribution maybe as widely known as the Carter family name? Is it just lost history?
Well, that's a complex question. Historical narratives often focus on certain figures, sometimes the ones who got the record deals or became the public face.
Right.
And contributions from others, especially black musicians in that era, often didn't get the same spotlight or documentation. Social factors, industry practices, lots of things could play into why some stories get amplified and others fade a bit.
That makes sense. So the point isn't that Riddle was just some guy they knew.
No, the implication is he was actively involved in shaping the music that became foundational for the Carter family's repertoire.
Which suggests the origins aren't quite as simple as one family inventing it all.
Exactly. It points to more of an exchange, a blending of musical ideas and traditions right from the start.
And the article mentions this wasn't just a one-off thing with Riddle, right?
Yeah.
Black musicians kept influencing country.
Yes, it makes that broader point too, that Black artists have continued to shape and contribute to country music throughout its entire history, right up to today.
Okay, so now Shaboozey's ex-post makes more sense.
Right. When he talks about the real history of country music being about people coming together, embracing similarities.
It sounds like he's nodding to that shared history, those mixed roots.
Precisely. It's not about taking away from the Carters' legacy. Their role in popularizing and recording the music is huge, undeniable.
But it's about acknowledging the full picture.
Yeah, the diverse influences, the collaborations, the figures like Leslie Riddle, who were also part of that foundation. It's like, you know, a recipe has multiple key ingredients.
So it seems like Shaboozey's side eye wasn't really at Megan Moroney personally.
Or even really at the Carter family themselves, perhaps.
But more at the simplification, the basically invented part.
That seems to be the crux of it. It was a reaction to a narrative that maybe leaves out some crucial parts of the story.
And his defense of Moroney afterwards really underlines that. He wanted to make sure his point about history wasn't mistaken for criticism of her.
Absolutely. He separated the historical nuance from the person delivering the line in that moment.
Okay, so let's sort of wrap this up. This whole viral thing at the AMAs, it really acted as a flashpoint.
Yeah, it brought these different perspectives on country music's origins right into the spotlight.
You had the common understanding, reflected in Moroney's line, acknowledging the Carter family's huge importance.
And then Shaboozey's reaction and his later comments highlighted this other crucial layer, the influence of Black musicians like Leslie Riddle, right from the start and continuing on.
It shows history can be, well, complicated, and maybe not always fully told in the mainstream.
And thinking more broadly, beyond just this one incident, it's a good reminder, isn't it, to think about the stories behind all the music genres we love?
Yeah. Whose contributions get celebrated? Whose stories maybe get left out or aren't as visible?
It definitely makes you think.
It really does. So, maybe for you listening, this whole episode, sparked by just a look at an award show, might make you curious.
Curious to dig a little deeper into the histories of the music you love.
Exactly. What other fascinating layers, what other true histories might be out there just waiting to be uncovered?